Why play Akshan mid? Well, he is a solid lane bully. He's basically invisible while roaming, he has brilliant resetting mobility, and he's just amazing fun to play. However, if locked down, he is incredibly squishy, and his ultimate can feel pretty underwhelming, being easily countered. Akshan's first passive is whenever he attacks, he fires a second shot afterwards which deals reduced damage. If this second shot is cancelled, he instead gets a small chunk of movement speed. His second passive is his attacks and abilities apply a stack of dirty fighting onto the enemies. At 3 stacks, all of these are consumed to deal bonus damage. And if this was used against an enemy champion, Akshan also gains a shield. Akshan's Q is a straight line skill shot which throws out a boomerang. The range of this is extended when it hits an enemy. It deals damage on the way out and on the way back in, revealing the target, and if it hits an enemy champion, Akshan gains a burst of movement speed. Akshan's W has a passive where he marks enemy champions that recently killed his allies. Scoring a takedown against one of them causes him to receive additional gold and revive all dead allies that champion has killed. The active causes him to enter camouflage, which will last indefinitely as long as he's near terrain or inside a brush. During this time, he can see trails leading towards scoundrels, and while moving towards them, he gains bonus movement speed and mana regen. Akshan's E has 2 activations. The first throws out a grapple into terrain. The second causes Akshan to swing in that direction, where he'll start shooting enemies nearby. And while swinging, this can be reactivated again to dash in a direction, and scoring an enemy takedown resets this cooldown. Akshan's ultimate is a point and click ability, which causes him to lock onto an enemy champion and begin channeling. While channeling, Akshan loads in bullets, and when cast, it fires all these bullets at the enemy champion. However, other enemies and turrets will block these shots. For combos, engage with E into a double shot, Q, and then another double shot before shooting away. And if you can approach with W, start double shot into Q and then chase them down with single shot speed ups or E into ult if needed. For matchups, Akshan is great into champions who he can just freely shoot all lane, and he can struggle against champions who can outrange him or lock him down and delete him. For runes, take this. His double shot makes PTA incredibly free. For build order, start Blade and Pot into a Shiv and tier 2 boots. After this, a Collect and Infetch are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then E, then take a second point in Q before taking W. From here, max Q then E then W, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Ignite. Starting the game as the mid laner, your main focus is to farm hard and poke hard. Your Q is enhanced through minions, so it's a great way to both push the lane and poke. In addition, every time you can shoot your opponent, go for it. Your double shot absolutely stings, and if you can do this twice, you also proc PTA and your passive, which also gives you the speed up to chase them down or simply back out for the free trade. And then when you have a few points in Q, you can easily push the wave out and roam with W. Entering the mid game, your bot lane will come mid, so head bot, push it out before grouping up with your team. Entering late game team fights, you want to play the backline carry. Essentially just keep shooting anything in front of you, dealing tons of damage trying to cut through their front line. Do this until you get the opportunity to swing straight onto their backline. Put a massive focus on getting that first kill to reset your E's cooldown to allow you to keep swinging around the fights. And that's how to play Akshan mid. If this video helped you, leave a like and comment below who you want to see next.